There have been a lot of discussions in the past several months and years about where women are in technology, if we've progressed, and whether or not we should even be talking about the issue. Some feel it's easy to be a woman in various technology spaces. Some feel it's not. Then there are the issues of when you get out of the West and into developing parts of the world. How do we talk about it then? I'm going to hit you with a bunch of ideas to get the juices flowing and hopefully carry the discussion on after Ignite Austin. According to the 2011 Edelman Trust Barometer, consumers are beginning to place more trust in high-profile individuals and leadership of the companies they love as opposed to the overall brands they love. In addition, there has been other research that has shown that women are the preferred leaders when an organization is in crisis mode, suggesting also that this preference will expand and people will become more used to seeing women at the highest levels of management inside companies. Our digital marketing firm works with high-profile individuals to make sure their online reputations are buttoned up. We're seeing more and more women, especially exec-level women, interested in increasing their visibility and reputations, both online and offline. And so, in 10 years, more women in technology will not only be at the helm of tech companies, but they'll be the go-tos for leadership positions. They'll be showcasing themselves within their own industries, and companies will be clamoring for their personal brands. Everyone's heard of Fast Company's most influential women in technology list. In 10 years, these lists will be regular and ongoing measurements, just like the Fortune 500. In 10 years, finding women to include on these lists, in these rankings will be cake. Entrepreneurship is where it's at. Obama knows. By specifically targeting women-led startups in the tech space, women entrepreneurs will be a dime a dozen in 2021. The discussion of women in technology within the industry here in the United States and in many Western parts of the world oftentimes leaves out what happens in many other parts of the world, where women in technology issues are far less advanced or progressive. And this is going to be just a placeholder for when I get feedback. These two upcoming slides will be filled in. And so I'll wait. One thing that's kind of been bothering me about how we talk about the issue of women in technology is right now it's a lot of back and forth. Some people say there's a big problem and they highlight the negatives. And then some people say there is no problem. Many women are able to make big strides in life and come to influential positions in technology. So what's the big deal? Why are we talking about it? Why do we keep spending so much time on it? I want to move this discussion forward and I want to make it a lot more productive. I like the confidence of I did it, it's easy, but in 10 years, I hope that there will be a lot more I did it, it's easy, and let me show you how. And that brings me to empowerment. I'm currently the CMO of Girls in Tech, a nonprofit that stands for the advancement of all women in technology. We recognize that the ability to innovate and self-start is important to positions, and part of that is starting early. Mentorship is a really powerful tool, and influencing the next generation of women in tech is very important. In 10 years, global mentorship programs will not just be left to nonprofits, but they'll be built into corporate structures within the tech sectors. STEM initiatives focus on developing areas of science and technology, engineering and math, and primary and secondary education. In 10 years, programs for girls will have produced a new generation of strong women in this field. Girls Who Rock New York had a little bit of input. All women, all ages will be connected with everyone, especially those other women who are aiming towards one goal, global change. They want to see one unified voice in 10 years. I found this photo of a certain Miss Boop and thought it was very fitting. Personally, I already think technology is pretty sexy, but in 10 years, so will everyone else. And lastly, in the words of a great colleague of mine, Heather Margolis, in 10 years, women in technology will be a no-brainer. In the words of another close colleague, Laurel Kaufman, we'll run the world. Thanks.